I would love to bring on Ming-Na Wen, another sterling example of the brilliance that comes through the halls of Carnegie Mellon drama. Jesus, this is insane. Like, I forget what royalty we are all a part of. Ming-Na, are you there? No? Not so much, Ming-Na? Okay. Ming-Na.
Okay.
There she is. There she is.
I'm like, where's the button? Where's the button? You know, you have. Yeah, I'm the oldest one here, so you got to forgive me for that. I gotta figure out this.
So honored to have you join this incredible group. Speak
Josh,
for a second about yes.
Listen, thank you so much for getting this together, inviting me, inviting everyone. I'm gonna echo Patrick. I very much like to keep my political opinions within my friends and family and just this administration. There are days I can't even call him President Trump because I am so infected by this negativity and just it takes this much to make me go, you know what, I'm going to do this. Not just because of Carnegie Mellon, but because as a woman, as an Asian, I've got this double minority thing happening. And I've been fighting all my life, you know, to get ahead, to get the edge. And it's incredible to me that one human being can have such an effect. It makes me think about all the other horrible leaders of our past that dominated. They get this cult following and it takes hold, and it doesn't matter how much a person lies, how much a person contradicts himself. It just doesn't matter anymore. And I think if he's done anything that's positive is that he's awakened all of us. You know, I grew up with stories about my mom talking about communism, never to trust the government because they'll come in one day and take it all away. You know, communism came into China and took away my family's home, you know, their livelihood. There were a lot of fear. And I grew up with those stories. And I'm seeing that happening in this country, little by little, bit by bit, our rights taken away. And my daughter's ready to vote this year. It's her first time voting. She's very excited. It's awakened her generation. Yes, I know. I have a daughter who's 19.
I wasn't going to say anything, but you really do look younger than having a daughter ready to vote. I'm very impressed. Go ahead.
No, it's important. It is so important to talk about this, you know, and I think a lot of people are going to look at us and go, what are all these actors doing, you know, getting up there, and they should just keep their mouths shut and say their lines. And I am so sick of that too, because we are all contributing citizens of this country. You know, when I was at Carnegie Mellon, Reagan, for crying out loud, was our president. And he was a Republican. He used to be an actor, but he was actually decent, you know. If we could get back to that, yes, I'll have another Republican president. That's okay. But we don't have that right now. And it's just frustrating.
It's frustrating, and I also want to second that thought, which is, how about we make this rule, which is, if you don't want to hear from celebrities, don't elect a celebrity as president, and then we can have that conversation.
Exactly.
Ming-Na, do you want to add on how your time as a student shaped your political engagement back in the Reagan days?
Well, that was the thing. I mean, Reagan was quite the popular president, and Mondale was not quite the competition that we needed to get more of the Democratic vote. So I have to be honest, I did not really felt compelled to participate strongly back in my Carnegie Mellon days. I was more focused on just surviving the cut at Carnegie Mellon. I don't think they do that anymore, but back in those days, it was quite ruthless. And
now now they just tell you to leave to go like learn about yourself for 2 years and then come back.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it, you know, teaches you anything, it's about learning how to survive in the business, I guess, you know. Doesn't matter what you've done the first year or the second year. But I think going back to what it matters about it now is that I'm hoping that there are enough younger voters out there who are just as tired and just as frustrated and realizing that their vote does count, you know, and that this process is so delicate, our democracy, and it requires every person who believes in decency and believes in government, that it can do good. And I think, you know, there are many, many things that in our history, as tainted as it is, the American history, there's still so much that we should be proud, you know, and to be proud to be American. I mean, there has been moments where I suddenly wanted to move to another country and get a second citizenship, and I've never thought that way. I mean, when we were watching the Olympics, my parents would cheer for China and I would be cheering for America. You know, that's how American I am. And it's horrifying to think that there could be one narcissist that can create such a sense of hopelessness, you know, in someone like me who loves and believes in being American and being in this country. So I want that back. You know, I want that back for my children. I want that back for the young people, and I want them to be proud to be American.
That was incredibly inspiring, and amen, all of that.